So Jailton Almeida versus Derrick Lewis is set to be the main event of UFC Fight Night Brazil. And finally, we are going back to Brazil. But I have to get one thing off my chest real quick. Brazil, let's be a better crowd than last time. Please and thank you. That's all I'm asking for you. Last time at UFC 283, you guys gave Glover the worst send-off in UFC history. This man gave you his all against Jamal Hill. Then he got on the mic to retire, and he was crying. He was upset. He was giving you the most emotional speech of all time. And you know what you guys did? You walked out early. There was nobody in there to witness it, and people were actively leaving the arena as he was giving his retirement speech. So hopefully what we can do, Brazil, is we can kind of fix that, or we can right that wrong. We can be more energized. We can not throw, bottles of beer or cups of beer at Brandon Moreno, even though he's not fighting this week. But we can at least treat some of the fighters who aren't from Brazil with a little bit more respect. And let's get a bit more hype for your own contenders, because last time you were there was basically no cheering. It was pretty much a dead crowd, and I don't like that. I don't think anybody likes that, for real. Honestly, in my opinion, I think crowds should try to live up to that France standard, because France, I think, is probably the best crowd. France has shown out time and time again, Paris and Pacific. They have been able to really capture that crowd moment and really up the quality of the fights, because when the crowd is in it, that gets the fighters more into it, and we get better performances, and we get a more energized fight. So that's my rant about Brazil and about UFC 283. It is what it is, but we have a main event to get to, and it's Jailton Almeida versus Derrick Lewis. Now, in terms of prediction, this one is kind of easy. It's kind of a no-brainer. I think you kind of have to go with Derrick Lewis. No, I'm kidding. Jailton Almeida. I think Jailton Almeida will win this fight pretty convincingly, pretty clear. He is just all around better than Derrick Lewis. I'm sorry. I hate to say that, but Derrick Lewis is, guess what? Over the hill. He just now decided to get into shape. I know he's coming off a first round KO on his last fight. I don't care that he is. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It was a fluke. Okay, maybe it wasn't a fluke because he was in the back, training that knee, using training camp. He was trying to train that knee. So whatever, maybe it wasn't a fluke. Okay, but I don't think Derrick Lewis KOs Marcos Rogerio de Lima with that flying knee another time. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It happened, whatever. Call it a fluke, call it not a fluke, call it whatever you want to call it. But that knee is not going to land more than 10% of the time. Let's be honest here. But it happened, and it's great for Derrick Lewis, and I just hit my mic. But I am very happy for Derrick Lewis. It's just I have a problem with the way that he has been fighting recently. And I'm not just talking that one fight. I know it's really pitiful to me that Derrick Lewis finally decided to start losing some of the fat in his body and actually be in good fighting shape for a heavyweight for the first time in his career in his last fight. I don't understand why he chose now to do it, to now finally have some abs. Why, Derrick Lewis? Like we couldn't have done this 5-6 fights ago, or your DC fight, like try to get into really good shape. But, we're going to do it now against Marcos Rogerio de Lima. So whatever, it happens. Derrick Lewis, it's better now than ever. So let's see what this new Derrick Lewis, in shape Derrick Lewis, can he be a new mythical fighter? Can this be a new thing? Will it happen? I'm not betting on it, in my opinion. No, I don't think it will happen. And my main reasoning for believing that is because Derrick Lewis is 38 years old, man. Like, he's an old man. He's not, I'm being kind of mean, but Derrick Lewis is up there in age. He's up there in age. I don't know if he really has the vicinities to really compete with a nice young buck, the new dog in the yard in Jailton Almeida. Look at Jailton Almeida, man. Just look at him. He is a specimen. He is a freak. He is the Brazilian Captain America. This guy was made in the lab. The Brazilian government had this guy stored away for 10 years, just working on him, doing science. He is basically an atomic bomb for a person. And then I want you to look at Derrick Lewis. Yeah, but again, another good counterpoint to that is that physiques don't always make fights. We see Alex Morono all the time beat up dudes who look way better than him physique-wise. But I think this is going to carry Jailton Almeida. I think he is more explosive. I think he is more fast-twitchy. I think he has definitely better skills in the grappling department over Derrick Lewis. And I think the grappling is where I kind of have to really make this the most realistic. Let's be honest here. I can make as many excuses as I want to the body types and point to this and that and this and that, but I think the style is really where the money is going to be made. If you're going to make bets, you're going to bet on the style of Jailton Almeida to beat the style of Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis is a stand-up one-punch guy, and Jailton Almeida is a very technical grappler for a heavyweight. He is a natural 205er, a light heavyweight, and we know lower classes typically are way better skilled, they're more technical, and heavyweight as a division pretty much, let's be honest here, in terms of skill for skill, it is the worst division in the UFC. So anything below that, anything above the heavyweight in terms of skill, you're going to have a good time moving up like Jailton Almeida did. He's moving up from 205 and he has been on an absolute tear. I mean, he's been beating everybody within the first round at heavyweight. So I think, in my opinion, more 205ers should move up to heavyweight because they might have some more success because guess what? Like I mentioned before, they are more technically skilled. So I can really just see Jailton Almeida going in here and just, I mean, going for a double leg takedown. Hopefully, he stops doing, I think he stopped doing it, but hopefully he doesn't do that front kick to a double leg like he used to do like in every single fight. Hopefully he stops doing that. I don't think he did it against Rosenstrike, or he might have did it once, but hopefully he doesn't do that because that was probably one of the biggest tells of all time. This dude would actually go into every single fight and the first thing that he would throw would be a front kick, and if it didn't land, he would immediately dive for a double leg. Or if it did land, he would still dive for the double leg. So hopefully it comes down on that. I know that Derrick Lewis is probably talking to his team and like, hey, if he throws a front kick, just blast an uppercut. You know what I mean? So I don't expect Jailton Almeida to throw a front kick and go for a double leg immediately, or if he does do it, he might do it at a better or more opportune time. Back to the whole detailed prediction-y part of this, Jailton Almeida is a very skilled grappler in the heavyweight division. He actually beat Caio Borralho in a grappling match. This dude is actually different. He is no joke on the ground. He has all the vicinities. He has everything you want in a grappler at heavyweight. He has all of it besides, I guess, the massive size pause of a grappler. So, I mean, Jailton Almeida has everything you need, and he's been absolutely destroying his opponents because of his grappling skill, and Derrick Lewis has kind of always struggled against grapplers. DC ragdolled him pretty much. For some reason, Curtis Blades didn't shoot a takedown against him, but I mean, it seems like he kind of gets a bit more hesitant on the feet if you do grapple with Derrick Lewis. He doesn't seem all the way there like he usually is, and I think with the way he's been fighting recently, it seems like Derrick Lewis is kind of not gritting down and not really trying to survive and be, he's not as tough as he once was, let's be honest here, or that he ever was, in my opinion. If you go back and watch the Cyril Gane fight, he kind of, dude, I'm trying to avoid saying it, man, but I might just have to say it. To me, it just seems like Derrick Lewis is kind of, I don't want to say it, man, I really don't want to say it because people are going to flood my comment section and call me an absolute loser on that. You don't fight, so you can't have an opinion. Listen, it seems like Derrick Lewis kind of gives up slightly during some of these situations. I know it's Pavlovich, and that Pavlovich fight, I know he hits different. Sergey Pavlovich hits absolutely different, so I can kind of understand why Derrick Lewis would kind of go down for a second, then he popped back up, and he was like, oh. The Cyril Gane fight, the Spivak fight was, I mean, dude, I don't think he even tried to win against Spivak. I mean, it just doesn't seem like Derrick Lewis is all the way mentally sometimes in his fights. It seems like he's kind of lacking that grit and that toughness to want to grit down and to really want to stay in the fight and not mind taking damage. It just seems like sometimes when he hits that adversity wall, he kind of just crumbles. And so I just can't beat around the bush. I have to be totally honest with you guys. It seems like Derrick Lewis sometimes he just gives up and kind of quits whenever there's some real adversity in a fight. So that's me being absolutely real. So I know it's Derrick Lewis, and I'm not Derrick Lewis. I'm not in the brain of Derrick Lewis. Maybe he is not giving up in these fights, but to me, it seems like he's just not as tough as he once was or that he ever was. And so if he's fighting a guy like Jailton Almeida, I think he's going to present some adversity for Derrick Lewis. And so it's up to Derrick Lewis to actually be able to respond to that and prove me wrong. If we go out there and Jailton Almeida gets a double leg takedown on Derrick Lewis, and he gets back up and he takes a few shots and he's still tough and he's still there, then I'm wrong. I'm just straight up wrong. But it seems like to me, after a little bit of time, Derrick Lewis seems to just crumble. And will he crumble against Jailton Almeida? I don't know. But I can just see Jailton Almeida getting a double leg takedown because, he's just so athletic, and these heavyweights are not that athletic. So I can just see Jailton Almeida shooting an athletic takedown on Derrick Lewis, getting him down, getting his back, flattening him out, and then getting a rear naked choke. And then we're going to see Derrick Lewis tap Darren Till style just prematurely. Sorry to my UK guys, but Darren Till just seemed like a total disappointment. It is what it is. I think Jailton Almeida kind of has this one in the bag. If he goes out there and has a good game plan and doesn't try to strike in the first 20 seconds with Derrick Lewis, as long as he doesn't put himself in any danger to get KO'd by Derrick Lewis, he should be fine. Just go out there, test the range. Do not go into range. Just test it out. Stay at range. See what he's going to throw. See if he's going to pressure you, come in, or dive in. Just see what he has to offer, but don't get into range of him and then go for a double leg. Please don't be like Grant Dawson and just immediately fly into range against Bobby Green and get flatline KO'd in the first 20 seconds. No, just grapple. Stay out of range, then grapple. Please, I'm begging. So my official prediction is Jailton Almeida by first round submission. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video up to this point. I surely do appreciate it. Like and subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications so you get notified every single time that I post a video or that I go live. Happy Halloween as well. I think this video will come out on the day of Halloween. Sorry, I don't know English apparently. But again, happy Halloween to you guys. And as well, check out the podcast with me, Leo Cooper, and Casuals Corners MMA. We had a great talk, a great discussion there. So go check it out. Link in the description down below. Please go give that video, that podcast a view. It was very, 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 very fun for me, and I think for them as well. So I think you guys would also enjoy that as well. I'm out of here. Peace.